I'm going to press play and then like run over to the center. Cool? Okay. So, hi, I'm Kylan. I'm one of the new officers this year. I'm going to give you an interesting talk, hopefully, about whether or not your car should have a spoiler, and various other car-related shenanigans towards the end, because cars are kind of cool. So who am I? I'm Kylan. I'm a second year. I drive a car. I don't know anything about cars and how they work, so don't ask me that sort of stuff. I think some cars are pretty, and I like pretty things. I also know nothing about fluid dynamics or like aerospace engineering, whatever. So some of you might not know what a car is. So it's a thing, and it's like sometimes metal, mostly, and you sit in it and you drive around, and they're kind of cool, and you like get to go places faster. And I really like mine. But some of you might not know what a spoiler is. So a spoiler is something that you put on the back of your car. It reduces airflow in places you don't want it, and it makes your car more aerodynamic. And people think like, oh, spoiler, it's super sporty, whatever. These are some examples of some other cars with spoilers. The first one was like a aerodynamic test they do that was a Porsche. These are, a Honda and a Subaru. This is a ridiculous place for a spoiler, by the way, on the bigger car. That's ridiculous. That's not a good place for that. But yeah, spoiler alert, some of the spoilers just look super bad, and they're really ugly, and they're like, they're supposed to be for aesthetics, but like, some cars, your spoiler looks dumb, and you should feel dumb. But why are they bad, right? So a lot of car spoilers are just for aesthetics. They don't actually have a purpose. Like on the Plymouth, it was just too big and air would just fly right through it, and that's ridiculous, and why would you even need that? It's supposed to provide downforce, and it is used for race cars. But then they end up looking like this, and it looks ridiculous and stupid, and like you just tacked some wood onto the back of your car, because why not, I guess? Yeah, the Bug does not need a spoiler. That's why it's not built with a spoiler. So should your car have a spoiler? And that's kind of what this talk is about, whether or not your car should have a spoiler. Should your car end up looking like this? And, probably not, right? Most of the spoilers on cars nowadays, on passenger vehicles, are for aesthetic purposes only. Honda was a big proponent of like, oh, spoilers are sporty, and we want sporty cars, but it just looks kind of dumb. But there are some cars that I'm like totally fine if they have a spoiler. Not these ones, because these ones are dumb. But like, some cars can have a spoilers, and I'm wondering like, what cars can have spoilers? We'll see in a second, probably. Yeah, so the Porsche can have I'm totally fine, because in their original 911, one of their, from the 1970s, they had a whale tail spoiler that would sort of take the air and like put it from the outside into the car, and they use the spoiler to sort of get the air in there. If the spoiler on your car is like fancy enough to come up when it needs it on the freeway, then you're probably fine to have a spoiler, because you probably drive like an expensive, cool car, and you're fancy enough to not care what other people think of you. If you need it, like if you're a Formula One race car driver, and without this, you would not have enough downforce to not skid out on the road, then you can probably have a spoiler. That's fine. I think there was a story of some Audi that didn't have a spoiler, and it was really bad, and then they added one, and it was fine. You could also use it for a fun picnic, because everybody loves picnics, right? Like, who doesn't want to have this awesome picnic on the back of their car and, sit back there, have some nice, I think that's like oatmeal or something. But yeah, I wanted to show you some other dumb-looking cars. The first one has like tires with spokes. Those are for bikes. I just imagine they're driving around. They put like the cards in between the spokes of their tires so it would sound more like a motorcycle, right? You could have a camo wrap on your car with a shark mouth on it, which is weird, and blacked out taillights or whatever. Flames on cars, I just don't get it. I don't want my car to be on fire, but you do you, I guess, right? But not all cars look dumb. Some cars look awesome, right? Like, you could have Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is awesome. Or you could have not the Batmobile, but the Spider-Mobile. Because whoever looked at the Batmobile was like, that's not cool enough for me. Here's some other more normal-looking cars, and one that looks like a turtle that I found that I thought was fun. The Hyundai Veloster, that's my dream car. That's the car that I'm going to get eventually, someday, not yet. But yeah, here's some other cars people think are cool, and a turtle. So yeah, thank you for being here. I hope you guys all enjoy Ignite, and I know I'm going to have a great time, and I hope you do too.